Could Battlefield 2025 be the game that redefines the entire FPS genre? Let's dive into why this might just be the most ambitious title in the series yet. Today we're unlocking everything about Battlefield 2025, from the powerhouse team behind its development, including the return of veteran producer David Sirland, to the return of fan-favourite gameplay elements and groundbreaking new features that could revolutionise the FPS world. Welcome to the channel, I'm ByteDot, a Battlefield veteran since Battlefield 1942, with over 2,300 hours clocked in Battlefield 2042 alone. For this video, I've spent the past month meticulously researching every rumour, leak, and developer statement about Battlefield 2025 to bring you the most comprehensive analysis. On this channel, I dive deep into all things Battlefield, covering everything from gameplay breakdowns and strategy guides to the latest news and community updates. It's where hardcore experience meets in-depth research, all aimed at keeping you at the forefront of what's happening in the Battlefield universe. Alright, so here's what's coming up. We'll kick off by looking at the powerhouse team behind Battlefield 2025 and why their extended development is a game changer. Next, we'll dive into the rumors about returning to classic gameplay elements, explore some groundbreaking new features like advanced destruction mechanics, and a potentially revolutionary battle royale mode, and then discuss the highly anticipated single-player campaign. Finally, we'll break down the technical improvements and community engagement efforts that EA and DICE are implementing to avoid past mistakes. And to wrap it all up, we'll consider what Battlefield 2025 could mean for the future of the franchise. Stick around, you're not going to want to miss this. So what's really setting Battlefield 2025 apart? Let's dive deep into the details and see what's making this title one of the most anticipated games in years. Let's kick things off with what we know about the release window for Battlefield 2025 and the powerhouse team behind its development. Mark your calendars for late 2025 because all signs point to an October or November release. This timing is in line with Battlefield's traditional release schedule, often aiming for that sweet spot just before the holiday season. But why the nearly 4-year gap since Battlefield 2042 launched back in November 2021? Well, there's a lot riding on this game and EA knows it. One of the biggest reasons for this extended development timeline is the need to rebuild trust with the Battlefield community. And who better to lead this effort than David Sirland, a veteran producer with a long history in the Battlefield franchise. Sirland has worked on titles such as Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, and Battlefield 5. After a brief stint at Sharkmob, he returned to DICE in December 2022 as the lead producer for the Battlefield series. Sirland's return is seen as a strategic move by EA and DICE to restore trust in the franchise following the troubled launch of Battlefield 2042. He's expressed enthusiasm for his new position, stating that things are really different in a good way, and emphasizing his commitment to listening to community feedback and improving the overall gaming experience. Under his leadership, we can expect a game that not only meets but exceeds expectations by focusing on the core gameplay elements that fans have come to love. So who is working on this behemoth of a project? This time, EA is pulling out all the stops with a multi-studio collaboration that includes some of the biggest names under its umbrella. Leading the charge is DICE, the studio synonymous with Battlefield. DICE is focusing primarily on the multiplayer aspects of the game, a fitting choice given their track record of delivering large-scale, chaotic, and intensely satisfying online battles. But they're not doing it alone. Criterion Games, best known for the Need for Speed series and their work on Battlefront 2, is taking the reins on the single-player campaign. Criterion has a history of delivering high-octane and visually stunning experiences, and their involvement suggests that Battlefield 2025's campaign could be something truly special, perhaps even bringing back the beloved War Stories format, or something entirely new and ambitious. Then there's Ripple Effect. Previously known as DICE LA, this studio has evolved into a key player in EA's roster, focusing on creating innovative and engaging live service content. Ripple Effect's role could be crucial in ensuring that Battlefield 2025 not only launches smoothly, but continues to thrive long after its release with regular updates, new content, and community-driven events. So what does this mean for us, the players? For starters, this level of collaboration hints at a game that's more cohesive and polished than ever before. By splitting the responsibilities across these specialized teams, EA is ensuring that each aspect of the game, whether it's the massive multiplayer battles, the narrative-driven campaign, or the ongoing live service content, gets the attention it deserves. But there's more. The fact that EA is investing so heavily in this project suggests they're aiming to set a new standard not just for Battlefield, but for first-person shooters as a whole. This could be a make or break moment for the franchise, especially after the divisive reception of Battlefield 2042. But here's where things get really interesting. With a development team like this, what hidden elements are they planning that could make Battlefield 2025 truly unique? Up next, we'll explore the rumors of a back to basics gameplay approach, one that could completely change your Battlefield experience. Is this a calculated gamble or a masterstroke? Let's find out. Now that we've established the groundwork for Battlefield 2025's development, let's dive into the exciting rumors that are swirling around this upcoming release. One of the most talked about aspects is that Battlefield 2025 could mark a return to its roots, a move that has fans of the series buzzing with anticipation. But what does this actually mean, and why is it such a big deal? Well, for starters, the return back to its roots has been widely interpreted as a return to the modern day setting that defined some of Battlefield's most successful entries, namely Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. These games are often hailed as the pinnacle of the series, thanks to their perfect balance of realism, large-scale warfare, and tactical depth. The rumored modern-day setting for Battlefield 2025 is seen as a direct response to the mixed reception of the futuristic and historical settings of the last few titles. But it's not just about the setting. Rumors suggest that Battlefield 2025 will bring back the classic 4-class system, which was a staple of the franchise until Battlefield 2042 introduced the Specialist system. For those unfamiliar, the 4-class system divides players into distinct roles: Assault, Engineer, Support, and Recon. Each class comes with its unique abilities and gadgets, encouraging teamwork and strategy, a hallmark of Battlefield gameplay. The return of this system could signal a shift away from the more individualistic gameplay of recent titles, bringing back the team-orientated experience that many fans have been clamoring for. So why is DICE potentially making this shift back to classic gameplay? It's all about listening to the community. The introduction of the Specialist system in Battlefield 2042 was intended to innovate, but instead, it led to widespread criticism. Players felt that the Specialists blurred the lines between roles, reducing the importance of teamwork and making the game feel more like other hero shooters on the market. The outcry was loud and clear. Battlefield fans wanted their classes back, along with the tactical depth that came with them. By reverting to the traditional class system in a modern-day setting, Battlefield 2025 aims to recapture the magic that made Battlefield a standout franchise in the first place. This is more than just a nostalgia play. It's about reaffirming the series' identity in a crowded FPS market. The move could also be seen as a strategic decision to differentiate Battlefield from its competitors, many of which leaned heavily into hero-based or futuristic gameplay. But it's not just about going back to what worked before. There's speculation that Battlefield 2025 will enhance these classic elements with modern technology and new gameplay mechanics. Imagine the return of the 4-class system, but with more customization options, allowing players to tailor their roles even more to fit their playstyle. Or picture a modern-day setting where the latest military tech, drones, advanced AI, and cutting-edge weaponry play a crucial role in how battles are fought. This combination of classic and new could offer the best of both worlds, appealing to longtime fans while also attracting new players. And of course, going back to basics isn't without its risks. The gaming landscape has changed significantly since the days of Battlefield 3 and 4. Players now expect more from their FPS titles, from richer narratives to more diverse gameplay options. While a return to classic gameplay could reinvigorate the franchise, it will need to be executed with a modern twist to avoid feeling outdated. The challenge for DICE will be to blend the best of Battlefield's history with innovative new features that keep the gameplay fresh and exciting. But if you thought a return to classic gameplay was intriguing, just wait until you hear about the groundbreaking new features that could set Battlefield 2025 apart from every other shooter on the market. What if the Battlefield itself was more unpredictable than ever before? Stay with us as we jump into the advanced destruction mechanics that are rumored to take environmental warfare to an entirely new level. Okay, Battlefield fans, buckle up, because now we're diving into some of the most exciting and potentially game-changing features rumored for Battlefield 2025. If the return to classic gameplay wasn't enough to get you hyped, these next features might just blow your expectations out of the water. Literally. We're talking about advanced destruction mechanics that could redefine the Battlefield, and a brand new Battle Royale mode that might finally give the franchise the edge it's been looking for in the competitive gaming scene. First up, let's talk about destruction. Destruction has always been the cornerstone of the Battlefield experience, setting it apart from other first-person shooters. Who could forget the first time they saw a building collapse in Battlefield Bad Company 2, or the massive skyscraper crashing down in Battlefield 4? These moments didn't just look fucking cool, they fundamentally changed the dynamics of the battle. Now, according to leaks and rumours, Battlefield 2025 is poised to take this a step further with what's being described as the most advanced destruction mechanics ever seen in a video game. We're talking about a level of environmental interactivity that could allow players to reshape the battlefield in real time. Picture using a tank to carve out a new path through a wall, or collapsing a bridge to cut off an enemy's advance. The possibilities for tactical gameplay are endless. These mechanics aren't just for show. They could have profound implications for how battles are fought. In previous games, destruction was often scripted or limited to certain structures. But with Battlefield 2025, there's speculation the entire environment could be subject to destruction, from buildings to bridges to trees and terrain. This could lead to battles where no two encounters are the same, as players adapt their strategies to a constantly changing environment. What could make these new destruction mechanics truly revolutionary is the rumoured integration of complex physics and material systems. Imagine a situation where different materials like concrete, steel, or wood respond differently to various types of weaponry. A sniper could shoot out a wooden support beam to bring a structure down on an unsuspecting enemy. Or an engineer could rig a series of explosives to take out a critical bridge at just the right moment. And of course, let's not forget the potential for weather and time of day effects to influence destruction. Picture a nighttime raid where the darkness hides the debris, or a storm that weakens structures, making them more susceptible to destruction. These are the kinds of dynamic elements that could make Battlefield 2025 not just a game, but a living, breathing combat simulation. But destruction isn't the only new feature on the horizon. Battlefield 2025 is also rumoured to introduce a free-to-play Battle Royale mode. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, not another Battle Royale, hear me out. This isn't just a tacked-on mode. It could be a game changer for the franchise. Battle Royale modes have become a staple in the FPS genre, thanks to games like Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite. However, Battlefield's unique mechanics like large-scale battles, vehicles, and of course, destruction could give it a fresh take on the formula. Imagine a Battle Royale match where the shrinking circle isn't just about pushing players together, but also dynamically reshaping the environment, forcing players to adapt to not just other players, but to the world itself. There's even talk of a secondary mode within Battle Royale, rumoured to be called Gauntlet. In this mode, players wouldn't just be fighting to survive. They'd also be completing objectives to earn points, with the lowest scoring teams being eliminated after each round. This could add a new layer of strategy and skill, making each match more than just a test of who can outlast the others. It becomes a race against time and the environment, as well as against other players. These new features represent more than just additions to the game. They could signify a shift in the Battlefield franchise's direction. If these rumours hold true, Battlefield 2025 could be positioning itself not just as a return to form, but as a groundbreaking entry that pushes the genre forward. The advanced destruction could redefine what we expect from multiplayer environments, and the Battle Royale mode could attract a whole new audience to the franchise. And the surprises don't end there. While we've seen Battle Royale modes before, Battlefield 2025 might just be about to change the rules of the game. What makes this version stand out? And could it finally offer the unique twist that fans have been waiting for? Plus, how could an evolving Battlefield keep players constantly on their toes? Next, we'll take a closer look at the single-player campaign and how it could weave everything together in ways that we've never seen before. Now that we've explored the return to classic gameplay elements and the groundbreaking new features coming to Battlefield 2025, let's shift our focus to another hot topic among fans: the single-player campaign. While Battlefield is primarily celebrated for its large-scale multiplayer mayhem, there's a passionate segment of the community that values a well-crafted, narrative-driven experience. And if the rumours are to be believed, Battlefield 2025 might deliver the most ambitious and engaging single-player campaign in the series' history. Since Battlefield 2042 skipped a traditional single-player campaign entirely, fans have been vocal about their desire for a return to narrative-focused content. The War Stories format, seen in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, offer glimpses of the potential for compelling storytelling. But many players are hoping for something even more immersive and cohesive this time around, a campaign that truly stands on its own. Players are looking for a single player experience that isn't just an afterthought or a multiplayer tutorial, but rather a fully realized, character-driven story that captures the chaos of war while also exploring the human element. Fans want narratives that delve into the personal struggles, moral dilemmas, and raw emotions of soldiers on the battlefield, something that Battlefield has touched on but never fully explored. There's even a call for a return to the humor and charm of Battlefield Bad Company, blending lighter moments with the intensity of military action to create a truly narrative style.
Okay guys, stack up!
They said not to wait up.
So you reckon that the rainbow sprinkles are the way forward with the donut?
Absolutely, because then you get the different textures between soft donuts.
Could you two
and
get your
crunchy
asses over here right now?
Did you lose something, Sarge?
You drop something, Sergeant?
This is supposed to be a stealth mission.
Why?
Never mind. You're here now. I need you to breach that door.
Oh, charades! I know this. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Hang on,
is
hang
it
on.
musical?
No, it's gonna
No?
be,
Is it-
it's a book. No.
Okay, sign language 101. This means stay low. This means stack up. And this means I'm gonna put your lights out if you don't shut up.
Stack up. No, I'm pretty sure that means one syllable.
Just shut up. Breach that door.
Okay.
So what could a single player campaign of Battlefield 2025 actually look like? According to the rumors, EA and DICE are aiming to craft a narrative that's more ambitious than anything we've seen before. With Criterion Games, which are known for their ability to create visually stunning, high-octane experiences, leading the development of the campaign, we might see a blend of intense storytelling with explosive gameplay. This could mean that Battlefield 2025's campaign won't just be visually impressive, but will also feature the kind of gripping, edge-of-your-seat moments that keep players fully immersed. One particularly exciting speculation is that the campaign could be deeply integrated with the game's multiplayer elements. Imagine a storyline that evolves based on the outcomes of global multiplayer battles, or a campaign that leverages the game's advanced destruction mechanics to create dynamic, unpredictable environments that change as the story unfolds. Such integration would blur the lines between single player and multiplayer, creating a more unified and engaging Battlefield experience. Another possibility is that Battlefield 2025 could innovate beyond the war stories format. While the anthology-style approach allowed past games to explore different perspectives and conflicts, there's a growing desire for a more connected, continuous narrative, a single epic story that spans the entire campaign. This approach could provide a deeper and more emotionally resonant experience, offering players a greater sense of continuity and investment in the characters and their journeys. Given the modern day setting that Battlefield 2025 is rumoured to embrace, the campaign could delve into contemporary military conflicts, exploring the geopolitical tensions and ethical dilemmas that characterise modern warfare. This would not only make for a relevant and thought-provoking narrative, but could also provide a more grounded, personal story, contrasting the large-scale chaos of multiplayer with the intimate struggles of individual soldiers. While the community is eager for a fresh narrative experience, there's also a strong desire to see familiar elements from past games. Players have been clamoring for the return of classic maps and modes from previous titles, such as Operation Metro, Caspian Border, and Grand Bazaar. These iconic locations are more than just battlegrounds. They're part of Battlefield's legacy. Their inclusion in the single-player campaign could offer a sense of nostalgia while also providing continuity for long-time fans. Imagine revisiting these legendary maps in a campaign context, seeing them evolve and change as the story progresses. This kind of narrative and gameplay synergy could serve as a powerful way to honour the franchise's past while pushing it forward into new territory. Now, if EA and DICE can successfully combine the community's desires for both a meaningful single-player experience and innovative integration with multiplayer gameplay, Battlefield 2025 could set a new standard for storytelling in first-person shooters. By delivering a rich, character-driven narrative alongside cutting-edge gameplay mechanics, the campaign could appeal to both series veterans and newcomers seeking a compelling story-driven adventure. But even the most engaging story needs a solid launch to succeed. So how are EA and DICE planning to avoid the pitfalls that plagued Battlefield 2042? What new steps are they taking to ensure that Battlefield 2025 isn't just another release, but a triumphant return? Stick around because the next segment reveals the behind-the-scenes efforts that could make or break this game's future. Alright, we've covered the exciting gameplay features, the potential for a groundbreaking single player campaign, and the return to classic Battlefield elements. But as any seasoned gamer will tell you, all the great ideas in the world don't matter if the game itself isn't technically sound. That's why this section is crucial. How is Battlefield 2025 going to avoid the pitfalls that Battlefield 2042 encountered? And what steps are being taken to ensure that this game launches smoothly, delivering the polished experience that fans deserve? A key figure in this effort is David Sirlin, who has made it clear that he intends to prioritize player feedback in the development process. His approach suggests a more transparent and collaborative effort compared to previous titles. Sirlin aims to, quote-unquote, champion a game that you would love to play, indicating a focus on delivering an experience that resonates with the core Battlefield fanbase. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Battlefield 2042. When it launched, it was met with a wave of criticism. Much of it centered around technical issues. Players reported a host of problems, from game-breaking bugs and server instability to performance issues across all platforms. These problems were compounded by the game's lack of content and significant changes to core gameplay mechanics, which alienated many longtime fans. So what went wrong? Many believe that Battlefield 2042 was rushed to market, with insufficient time for testing and polishing. The game's ambitious scale, coupled with the challenges of developing during a global pandemic, likely contributed to its rocky release. This experience has undoubtedly informed how EA and DICE are approaching Battlefield 2025. One of the most promising signs for Battlefield 2025 is the extended development timeline. Unlike its predecessor, this game is being given the time it needs to ensure that it's technically sound at launch. The nearly 4-year gap between releases isn't just for adding more content or refining gameplay, it's about rigorous testing and quality assurance. Sources indicate that Battlefield 2025 will undergo multiple beta phases, including both closed and open betas. This should allow extensive player feedback. This feedback loop is crucial for identifying bugs, balancing gameplay, and stress testing servers well before the official release. By the time the game launches, it should be polished and stable, with the developers having had ample opportunity to address any issues that arise during these testing phases. Another critical aspect of Battlefield 2025's technical foundation is the continued evolution of the Frostbite engine. This proprietary engine has powered every Battlefield game since Bad Company, and it's known for its ability to deliver stunning visual and complex destructible environments. However, it's also been criticized for being difficult to work with, contributing to development delays and technical issues in past games. For Battlefield 2025, DICE is reportedly implementing significant upgrades to Frostbite, aimed at improving performance, optimizing graphics, and making the engine more developer-friendly. These improvements are expected to reduce the likelihood of bugs and glitches, while enhancing the game's visual fidelity and environmental interactivity. The goal is to create a smoother, more responsive gaming experience across all platforms, from high-end PCs to consoles. Speaking of platforms, Battlefield 2025 is expected to be the first game in the series built exclusively for current-gen consoles: PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and of course, PC. This focus on next-gen hardware should allow the developers to push the boundaries of what's possible in terms of graphics, physics, and gameplay mechanics. By not having to cater to the limitations of older hardware, DICE can fully leverage the power of next-gen systems to deliver a more immersive and technically advanced experience. Moreover, there's speculation that Battlefield 2025 will feature cross-play across all platforms, ensuring that the community remains united regardless of their choice of hardware. Cross-platform optimization is critical for maintaining a stable player base and ensuring that the game's matchmaking system remains healthy long after launch. One of the most significant shifts in EA's approach to Battlefield 2025 is its renewed focus on community engagement. After the backlash from Battlefield 2042, EA and DICE are keenly aware that they need to rebuild trust with the community. This time around, they're taking a more transparent approach, with plans to keep players in the loop throughout the development process. This could include regular developer updates, community feedback sessions, and more interactive beta phases where player input is actively solicited and acted upon. By involving the community early and often, EA hopes to avoid the missteps of the past and deliver a game that truly meets the expectations of its players. If everything goes according to plan, Battlefield 2025 should launch as a polished, stable game, free of the major technical issues that plagued its predecessor. The combination of extended development time, rigorous testing, and an upgraded Frostbite engine bodes well for a smooth release. And with a more transparent and engaged development process, the community will have a stronger voice in shaping the final product. We're nearing the end, but we've saved the biggest question for last. Can Battlefield 2025 truly live up to the monumental expectations set by the community? And if it does, what could that mean for the future of the entire series? In my final thoughts, we'll pull everything together and explore what's next for Battlefield. Don't miss it. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today, from the highly anticipated return to classic gameplay elements in Battlefield 2025 to the innovative new features that could redefine the franchise. But as we wrap up, it's time to consider the bigger picture. What does all of this mean for the future of the Battlefield series? And can Battlefield 2025 truly deliver on its ambitious promises? Let's start by looking at the return to classic gameplay. The move back to a modern day setting, combined with the reintroduction of the 4-class system, signals a clear intent from DICE and EA to recapture the magic that made Battlefield 3 and 4 so beloved. This is more than just fan service. It's a strategic decision to refocus the franchise on what it does best: large-scale, team-orientated warfare with a strong emphasis on strategy and cooperation. This return to form isn't just about nostalgia though. By blending these classic elements with modern innovations like advanced destruction mechanics and a potentially groundbreaking Battle Royale mode, Battlefield 2025 could set a new standard for what fans expect from the series. This hybrid approach might be exactly what the franchise needs to win back both its core audience and attract a new generation of players. But the stakes are incredibly high, especially under the leadership of David Sirlund. His extensive experience and commitment to community engagement position him to lead the development of a new title that aims to restore the franchise's reputation and deliver a high-quality gaming experience. If Battlefield 2025 can deliver a polished, technically sound experience at launch, it will go a long way to restoring the franchise's reputation. This could re-establish Battlefield as a leading contender in the FPS genre, a title it has struggled to maintain in recent years amid stiff competition from games like Call of Duty and Apex Legends. Beyond the success of this individual game, Battlefield 2025 could lay the groundwork for the future of the franchise. EA has hinted at the possibility of a connected Battlefield universe, where the experiences in one game influence others. This could mean a more integrated approach to future titles, with a shared narrative or multiplayer ecosystem that evolves over time, keeping the community engaged and invested. Picture a scenario where the outcomes of multiplayer battles or decisions made in the single-player campaign impact future content updates or even future games. This kind of ongoing, evolving narrative could set Battlefield apart from other FPS franchises, offering a deeper, more cohesive experience that spans multiple titles. So where does this leave us? If Battlefield 2025 lives up to the potential we've discussed today, it could mark the beginning of a new era for the franchise. One where Battlefield not only returns to its roots, but also evolves into something even greater, combining the best of what's come before with innovative new features that push the boundaries of what's possible in a first-person shooter. The next months leading up to the game's release will be critical. We'll be watching closely to see how the developers handle the final stages of development, what additional features might be revealed, and how the community responds to the upcoming betas. This is the moment where everything comes together, and the future of Battlefield could very well hinge on what happens next. Hey, before you go, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for watching this video. I've put countless hours into researching, scripting, and editing this content to make it as valuable and engaging as possible for you. I'm new to this, all of this. Just started this channel at the end of July, with absolutely no experience in video production or content creation at all. But I'm determined to make this a place where gamers like us can connect, learn, and get excited about the games we love. I've set a huge goal to get this channel partnered, which means reaching 1,000 subscribers, and every single one counts. So if you found this video helpful, interesting, or if you learned something new, I'd really appreciate the support with a subscription. It would mean the world to me and help me get closer to that goal. Also, I stream on Twitch regularly, mainly playing Battlefield, where you can catch me flying the Draugr and absolutely dominating the skies. If you're curious about how I do it, make sure to check out my tutorial on how to fly the Draugr, just here somewhere. And if you want to join the fun live, come hang out with me on Twitch. You'll get to see all the action up close and maybe even pick up some new skills. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next video or live on stream. Take care, and I'll see you on the battlefield.